Hey, hey, what's up, YouTube? Just popping in this morning for a little live, hanging out in the studio, chilling, making some beats on the MPC X SE, having some coffee. Thought I'd drop in, see if anybody's around. Anybody wants to chat, hang out. I was gonna talk about some gear and some things, and just playing around with this beat that I'm making. So I'm gonna play around with that for a few minutes, see if anybody pops in. One of those did not sound good. Let's take a look here. Go to our channel mixer here. One of those plugins is way too loud. Let's see here. That's better. Okay, let's go. Gonna go down to, I think that's track 5. Let's see, let's solo that one. Wait from the start. It's just some piano going there. Nothing on that one. Okay. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well out there. Hey, Gray American, what's happening? Hey, if you could let me know if the sound's okay for my voice and if you can hear the music when I'm jamming, that'd be cool. If you just let me know if the levels all sound okay and stuff. What's going on there? It's Sunday, just chilling in the studio, a little coffee, making a little beat on the MPCX. Right on, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, just kind of chilling out, hanging out today. No way stairway to heaven. Definitely not. I will not. Promise. Promise no stairway to heaven. Just kind of messing around with this little beat I was putting together. So I don't know if you're an MPC user or not, but they dropped 3.0 this week. I did not install it. It's beta, and I want all the kinks and I want all the bugs and stuff worked out before I try it out. I don't really want to be beta testing something when I'm I've heard there's some issues. I use the pad mutes a lot, and they haven't implemented the muting, I guess. I don't know. So, but yeah, just making a beat, chilling out. Sunday morning coffee. Thinking about some new gear that I've seen. I don't know if anybody's seen that Mellotron. Is it MK2? I know I saw Mark Doty, Automatic Gainsay, was doing some videos on it, and that thing looks pretty darn cool. I was actually kind of amazed by it. I don't plan on rushing out and getting one, but I could see that being something that I could add in and get a lot of use of. I use a lot of there's a Mellotron VST in the MPC X on the MPC platform. That's not too bad. I've used it on a few things, and then there's VST one in my that I use in my DAW once in a while, but that thing looks really kind of cool. But the main thing I've been looking at these last couple weeks and thinking about, I've actually been thinking about it for years, but it's always been like way off of my financial radar, is the Waldorf Quantum. The Mark 1 is the one I'm looking at. They've released an MK2. I think it's got polyphonic aftertouch. Not sure what big difference between the poly aftertouch and the original. The original just has regular aftertouch. But I've noticed that you can snag those kind of a lot cheaper than previously because the new model's out. I've seen some on Reverb for like 18 to 22, 2400 and stuff, but that thing looks insane. I haven't been in the market for new gear or needing anything or really desperately wanting anything. I do still plan on getting the Moog Labyrinth. Not because I'm gassing hard for it. I almost pulled the trigger right away, but decided to hold off, just let the hype kind of die down on it. I know that was a huge, like, day one big marketing push from all the big synth tubers, or as some people call them, the synth mafia. But I do want to add it. I have the Sound Studio with the Spectravox, so it's kind of a no-brainer to want to add the Labyrinth to enhance those. If you already have all the other semi-modular Moogs from the Mother family, then I think it's like a really cool addition, a welcome thing for adding patching capabilities and some different West Coast synthesis type, as they say, type of things. So that will be something I will also be getting in time. I'm not in any hurry, but I've been heavily eyeing and checking out the prices on the Waldorf Quantum. Um, I'm huge into sampling, and I think that the Quantum is probably one of the most amazing keyboard samplers that we've seen probably ever. Its capabilities and what it can do is, it's just super dope. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I get a Quantum? Um, I don't know where I'd even put it. I might just take down, like, I don't know, the Quasi MIDI Sirius or something, move it. I have another keyboard stand. I thought about maybe putting some over here or something, moving the shelf out, but I don't know. I absolutely do not need any new gear. But a Quantum, that's like a lifetime piece. You know what I mean? That would be like a permanent fixture. I could see getting a lot of use just using that with like the MPC or the Octatrack together. You could just do a lot of stuff on that. So I don't know. What do you guys think about the Waldorf Quantum or the Moog Labyrinth? Let me hear your opinions or thoughts on what you think about those two pieces of gear. Those are about the only things I've been thinking of adding as far as, like, instruments. So I don't know, just considering it. Like I said, I've over this last year I tapered off my Gearlust gear acquisition problem that I had for a number of years there, and have like settled in to using the stuff that I have. And neither the Labyrinth or the Quantum are like, it's not things that I'm like, you know, it's not like a gas type thing. It's something, they're both like heavily considered on how they would be used in my studio. And I think they would be just really good pieces to add. I'm a huge fan of the semi-modular Moogs, the Mother series. Mother 32 Subharmonicon is just one of my all-time favorites. Sometimes I'll just sit there with that and like a couple pedals and just play and make things and record, and then use that, and I chop them up and sample them. And I've been coming up with some interesting kind of tracks, because the Subharmonicon is actually a really crazy bass synth. When you use it, it can just put out the wildest bass lines that is kind of cool. So I think mixing it with the Labyrinth could be a very cool thing with those other pieces. Hey, what's up, Viral? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. Just hanging out on the MPC, talking about a little gear, some things I'm kind of interested in that I'm considering maybe adding a new piece or two, possibly. I have a friend that recently got into synthesizers. I kind of sent him down the rabbit hole. He got the micro or the Mini Freak first, and then now he's got the Micro Freak and the Mini Freak. And I was thinking about maybe I have a few pieces that I'm not really using heavily that I might just loan him to check out. He's never messed around with some of the any Electron stuff, so I was thinking about just letting him borrow a couple things for he's getting into the Dallas kind of jamming thing. And he's like a really talented guitar player, just going down that synth hole, as many of us have over the years. Subharmonicon is still on back order. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Huh. I wonder what the deal with that is. Maybe just their production capabilities with the Spectravox and the Labyrinth. Maybe they just can't make them all at the same time. I don't know. I love the Subharmonicon though. It's truly like it's probably my favorite synthesizer I own. Definitely the most unique or up there. It's close. I mean, the Kawai, the K 5000S is pretty unique too. But Subharmonicon's just got its own intense flavor of just crazy and beautiful sounding. Absolutely beautiful when you tweak it right. It's not for everybody. They can be very frustrating and time consuming to get something that sounds good, but it's always like a 100% worth it thing. But yeah, I was talking about Viral. I was talking about that I've really been heavily considering getting a Waldorf Quantum, the MK1, because they've dropped in price quite a bit. With the new version out and stuff, it's definitely I've wanted one for a long time. They're just so expensive. It's hard for me to justify getting up into the thousands of dollar range for synthesizers. But being that it's also a badass sampler and all the different types of synthesis you can do on it, I don't know. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I know Daydream Sound talks about it quite frequently. That'd be one thing that he would like to get. Synth Samurai has been talking about it. Noir's got one, had one for a while now, and it's just been on my radar for a long time. And lately, I've just been really heavily considering it because I was thinking about just going down to like 1 or 2 keyboards, and then sampler, drum machine, and I wanted, if I'm going to do that, I want that synth to be something really special that I can like spend years and years on, which you can do on almost any synthesizer, but being that it samples. But I'm going to mess around with this beat I'm on here, just playing around with this, making a little beat this morning with the MPC X. Hey, what's up, Phil? Thanks for joining in. Just playing around on this little beat. Just something I was just kind of playing around with this morning. What's going on out there today? How you guys all doing? Yeah, just kind of messing around a little bit. Kind of might turn this into something. Hey, what's up, AP and Solo? Thanks for joining in. Thanks, Vile. Yeah, I think I can maybe make this into something. So, MPC 3.0, the beta version dropped for the firmware upgrade. I don't know, about 3 days ago or something like that. And I did not install it. I will be getting MPC 3, but I'm gonna wait until this is the beta. There's still some bugs and things. I know they haven't worked out like some MIDI issues and some track muting. A lot of people are complaining about that. I'm sure that's something they're gonna fix. I would think. I mean, that's a huge part of a lot of people's workflows is having the track mutes. I guess it's gone to audio mutes, which the problem with that is, like certain devices like on Electrons and I think the Polyins and stuff have like audio mutes. So when you mute those, it just cuts that off immediately. Where with the track mutes on the MPC, when you would mute it, it would tail off at the end, which for like live performance and recording live, and like a lot of times I'll record a track and play and automate and do stuff live, 2-track stereo into my DAW. That's kind of a big deal to a lot of people, and it's kind of a big deal to me. I like to I don't want the samples to just cut off. You know, I like it when they trail out, especially if you have like some delay or effect on it, the reverb tails. You want that to like carry over into the next sequence or whatever you're doing. If you're, you know, it's so hopefully that's an issue that they fix. I really hope, and I'm sure they will. I think enough people are complaining about it. You know, I think that some of the plugins, I'm playing with some of the plugins. I don't often use them. I'll use my outboard synths more often, or some of the VST, some of the better stuff I have in the box with like the Linstrument, like Pigments and such, and other Arturia VSTs that I enjoy. But some of the plugins in the MPC are actually really nice. This is the Fabric electric piano. It's not bad. It's funny, like after playing the Instrument so much, I'm practicing on it. I'll get on regular pads and stuff that just has regular velocity, and I'm like wiggling it and stuff like it's gonna have the same thing as like an MPE, and it does not. So it's kind of funny. I keep doing that. It doesn't. You can't do the wiggle jiggle like you can with an MPE controller such as the Instrument. Yeah, you were lurking about in Lifted Noises live stream. Was he talking about the track mute things? Been watching a lot of MPC content now that I'm finally about to get an MPC. Oh, you're getting the Key 37? Nice, dude. That looks like a really good option. You know, all built together in one thing. Yeah, congrats, man. I'm looking forward to seeing some of your content with that. Have you messed around? Have you had any of the newer the new MPCs viral, or is it just I know you had the 3000 for a bit. Probably messed around with some of the older ones, but I don't know if I've ever seen you on any of the newer MPCs. Key 37 is definitely a good option. I had a Live 2 connected to the Phantom, but never used it. I spent all my time updating and loading it up, then sold it. Man, that'd be a powerful combo on MPC with a Phantom, man. That's nuts. Live 2 is cool. I don't know. That one seems the most. I know it's got the speakers and the everything. It's portable, the battery. So that's why it's like a beloved addition to the family of the MPCs. But I don't like it because it's got less buttons and you have to rely more on the touchscreen. Where with the MPC One and I think the Keys 37 is pretty similar to the layout of the One. I'm not sure. I haven't actually put my hands on them. But the X and the One have like dedicated buttons, and I'm more of a buttons and knobs kind of guy than sitting there on the touchscreen. The X has the big touchscreen, so it's a little bit better. It's like a tablet or something. But yeah, Live 2 just never really. I never wanted. I don't do portable, really. So but yeah, man, that's awesome. The Keys 37. Look forward to some of your content. That with the Phantom would be a beast of a combo. I'll go over here and I'm going to load up something else. Let's see. Talking about the Mellotron. I was talking about Mark Doty has been doing a series on that Mellotron. Is it the MK2 or I forget what it's called? It's like a little modern Mellotron thing, and it looks super cool. I was very intrigued by that actually, and would love to. That's the Mellotron in the MPC. It's not bad. Let's see, let's try Lo-Fi Choir. Yeah, I don't know. The Lo-Fi or the Mellotron is yeah, that's something else I could see adding down the road. I've always loved the Mellotron, just the sound from since I first heard Strawberry Fields Forever, and that was I think the first my introduction to ever hearing a Mellotron. But there was a lot of people using it back then. Moody Blues and I think maybe Pink Floyd had a Mellotron or used one maybe in a studio. But yeah, I've always really liked the sound of it. I'm not sure if you can sample into it. If you can sample into it, like and make your own tape sounds, then that would be even better. I haven't watched that whole series by Mark Doty, but yeah, go check it out. His channel's Automatic Gainsay, and he does some cool series on pieces of equipment. He'll do like episodes of different kind of tutorials and demos of products, and he's been doing that Mellotron thing, and it's pretty cool. There's 8 Voice Clean. You do violins. There's not a. Why does it all sound the same? Oh, here we go. It's not a bad sounding. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the VSTs in this aren't too bad. I mean, Fabric XL is cool. The OP4 FM one's kind of cool. They got some really. It's a clarinet. Those are kind of more traditional. Go to like some of the lead sounds, cyber lead. But wish I had a camera above because I could show you how you can get into the actual like all the controls and stuff, and you can make your own patches. It's a full FM synth, which is actually pretty dope. You can do some really, you can layer the samples of the waveforms, and use the operators, do some FM stuff. I watched Dr. Mix on the Mellotron at NAMM 2022 right after we met in person. I like it. Nice. That's cool. Never been to NAMM. Wanted to go many times, but it's always kind of far from where I'm at. It kind of doesn't seem like it is what it used to be. A lot of people, it seems like a lot of like in the electronic world anyway, like manufacturers, a lot of them don't even go to NAMM anymore for when it comes to like synths and electronic music, and especially like modular. I think Super Booth is kind of the place where everybody gravitates for that niche anyway. Let's see here. Yeah, I think the OP4 is pretty cool. It's not a bad thing. I've never bought or purchased any of the VSTs or anything. All of these just came with the MPC XSE. I just and I don't often use them in my tracks, but it's fun to just make a beat and use them if you need something temporarily, just to kind of fill a gap and then change the sound to what you want. But there's some cool stuff on here. There's quite a few of them. I don't have there's some other like paid ones that I don't have. The Mini D, there's the Juno one, but yeah, I do like the OP4. Fabric XL is cool. My only complaint is they always add like way too much reverb and stuff on them. Here's the Fabric XL, some pads. Kind of takes a moment for the patches to switch. Yeah. But yeah, I was talking about the Mellotron, things that I'm planning on getting. As I mentioned before, the Labyrinth will be here in time. I used to just have originally just the Mother and the DFAM before Subharmonicon came out, and I had the 2-tier stand that I still have somewhere. So now that I'm going to have Spectravox and Labyrinth, I might throw those in the 2-tier to go next to the triple tier and have just a cool little Moog modular, semi-modular setup. But the other thing that I've been heavily considering. Hey, what's up? I Sing the Body Electric. Love that name. Was that I'm trying to think. It was a book by God. Trying to think of the author. I read that when I was like, there was a short story. But I like that name. Not H.G. Wells. Who was it? It was is it the same guy who did like Something Wicked This Way Comes? Maybe I'm wrong. Been a long time. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on the Waldorf Quantum? I've been a fan of the sound of it, and as a crazy badass sampler, I think it would be a good addition. But I don't know. I have never actually laid my hands on one in person, so I've only seen it on YouTube and in videos and stuff to know. So I don't know if anybody else has firsthand experience with a Quantum, or just your thoughts on them. Ray Bradbury, that's it. Dang it. Yeah, forgot. How could I forget Ray Bradbury? Right on. First catch of a TT. Right on, man. I'm glad you can. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining in. Let's see. The core version is actually pretty dope. A good fit for me. Yeah, I think so too. I think maybe I could like pair. I'd like to pare down to just like a little bit of less gear and have something more versatile, like the Quantum, where you can do so many different synthesis styles and have sampling. I think it would be a good thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. It's still kind of pricey. Even I mean, I saw one for like I think 1,800, which for that thing is an incredible deal. I think what they used to be new like 25, 3 grand or something like that. Um, Also, a Walt Whitman poem and a Weather Report album title. Did they have I don't know if I know that Weather Report album. I have quite a few. I'm a huge fan of Jaco Pastorius, bass player. I'm a bass player, so obviously, like I was heavily influenced in Weather Report. I have quite a few of their records. You might be right. I don't have them all, so but love me some Weather Report. Let's see. I thought it was harder to program, but is well made with the touchscreen and the knobs, easy and good sounding. Quantum Iridium synths are really great. Yeah, same. And I was looking at the Iridium. There's there's new versions of both the Iridium and Quantum, right? So they both like two versions with polyphonic aftertouch now. But I'm just thinking about the MK1 on the Quantum used would be because what's the difference between the Mark II and the Mark I on the Quantum? I think besides the poly aftertouch, is there a big difference in anything else on them? Because I mean, the price, what's the Quantum Mark II? It's like 5-6 grand or something crazy like that. So if that's the only big difference, and for around 2 grand you can get a Mark I. I mean, I'm not that desperate for poly aftertouch. You also think the core is better. Okay, easy to program. MK2 has more hearts in the way of that. More memory and 16 voice poly. That's huge. And the MK1's what, like 8 voice? Yeah, I could see that being a big difference. And I'm sure apparently the poly aftertouch really brings the price up on stuff, I've noticed. Yeah, the MK1 just having some regular aftertouch, I could live with that for its capabilities. That's more of a reasonable price range for me, getting a used one, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm thinking about it. The Labyrinth's probably going to be the next thing coming in. We'll see. I don't need any new gear, and I'm not gassing for either of them. I've just really been thinking about something to add as just like a piece for next to the MPC and maybe the Octatrack. Have 3 crazy samplers that all do different things. Would be cool. Yep, though the MK2 had a firmware update to make it 16. Oh, the MK1. I can't see there's the heart thing in the way to see memory 16 voice. Oh, they did a firmware update to make it 16 voice. I didn't know that. Oh, that's pretty cool. That makes it even more worthwhile. Yeah, it's just something I've been really thinking about. I've been like eyeing the reverb prices and stuff, and I noticed since, because it used to be, it's something I've wanted for a while. It's been out of my not that I couldn't get one, but I just don't want to spend like 3-4 grand on a synth. I just don't have a need to. But for what the Quantum is, I think that would be a dope fit for sure. As Viral said, I think it would fit me good. But yeah, and that new Mellotron, maybe eventually, I could see getting that and using that. That looks like a really cool thing. Get out of this. I was just messing around with this beat. I don't know. Might turn this into something. I am looking forward to MPC3 for sure. It came out this week, I know, or or are you more worried about relearning the UI workflow? No, I'm not too concerned about that. From what I've watched some videos on it, it doesn't look like it's that drastically different in a lot of ways. You know, for all the additions and what they're going to do with disk streaming and having an arranger view, uh, it came out the beta for anybody can download it, I guess. For the firmware right now, I just decided I'm going to hold off. I've had some experiences with Akai, and their firmware can be notoriously buggy on the MPCs. Uh, so I'm just going to hold off until the actual final version comes out, and then I'll definitely install it. I have an MPC one also. I don't know why I still keep it, but um, I might keep like two on one and then have three and then do a comparison back and forth and maybe make a beat on both of them and then see if there's really a big difference in workflow to where I feel like I should stay on two. But no, I think I'm pretty adept at like adapting to UIs if I spend enough time. And from what I've seen, it's totally worth it to for a little relearning for the capabilities that I'm going to get with 3.0. So, but like I said, I'm going to hold off. I'm in no rush. I want it to be kind of refined, all the bugs worked out. There's an issue I was talking earlier in the stream about track mutes. They've taken out track mutes for now. They're supposedly going to come back. I've seen people say they're supposed to come back, but they have audio mutes right now. And what that does is it just cuts the sample out abruptly and you don't get the tails like you did before with track mutes. You could track mute something out and then it would just fade out. That's a big issue for me and a lot of people. You know, the track mute thing is a big part of workflow, and we'll see. Hopefully they get that resolved. I don't know why they couldn't have both options that you could switch back between audio mutes or whatnot. And I know there's workarounds for it. You know, you can go into, you know, you can go mute out notes and stuff in the was it the track viewer, the piano roll style look, but I don't know. I'm just hoping they fix that because that's a big thing when I'm just jamming live, and sometimes I'll just record 2-track stereo out of the MPC through some outboard gear like the analog heat and some preamps and compressors and stuff, and just go in 2-track into the my DAW and then kind of live perform over the top of it as I do it with some automation and stuff. And not having that track mute is going to kind of mess with me in that way. I only just bought an MPC and have decided to wait for the 3.0 full official release before trying to get to grips with it. Totally understandable. Why bother getting like really deep? Because the MPC, I think, has like, if you're just coming into it as like a new thing, it does have a pretty heavy learning curve for me when I first got it. Even having used an MPC 1000 before, there's a lot of similarities between the older MPCs, but with the way that the software is, the operating, the OS is, it's got a pretty heavy learning curve because it does so much. I think in a lot of ways it's like more difficult to learn than like the electrons. I've heard people say that the electrons are super menu divey, and like I think the MPC was more difficult to learn than say the Digitact. Octatrack's a different story. Well, that's kind of in a league of its own, what it can do, just mostly because of the terminology and like ways that it goes about doing things. I think that's got a learning curve too. But yeah, waiting for 3.0 before you really dive deep is probably not a bad idea. That's and wait for the bugs and everything to get out of it. So that's because there was some really bad issues in the past with some of the firmware updates through to and they always add cool stuff, but then I had some pretty bad issues. I never had some of the really bad stuff like some people have crashing and freezing. I had some minor things like that, but uh, never as bad as some, but then just other issues with things like MIDI syncing and just it would just have little weird things that I've learned my lesson that I wait until it's been out for a while and then they've done a bug fix to that and stuff. So, but yeah, Sunday morning, coffee and beats, gear talk. Thanks everybody for joining in. Been popping in a couple little videos. I put one about I've been rebuilding and working on the new improved end of the world machine down in my other second studio that I'm setting up downstairs that will be more kind of like tape based. That if you don't know, the end of the world machine is a giant monstrosity of an analog modular synthesizer I built out of laboratory test equipment. Back in 2020, I started building it. Went down a Heinbach rabbit hole when we were in lockdown during COVID and stuff, and like ended up just building this thing. And it's been in several studios. I have not rebuilt it over this last year in the new house in this second studio. So I kind of got part of it set up, and I put up a little teaser video of what's to come on that. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting back into that. I'm going to have some tape machines. Couple of the other some other gear will be down there. Some tape recorders, couple samplers. The ASR X Pro is going to move down there and be. I think that and the SP 404 possibly are going to be too, so I can sample off the test equipment and then make beats, and then I can transpose it, bring it up here. But we'll see. I was planning on doing some routing from that studio up into here. That's going to be a whole thing. I'm going to have to rip open some walls and do some stuff, and that will happen over time. This is going to be the permanent studio for maybe ever. We'll see. So I might end up doing something like that here soon. That was the original plan, was to link the two studios together, but time is a big factor for me. Life, work, and responsibilities make it difficult to always get to all the projects, and I always have a million different ideas of things I want to do. So yeah, a Heinbach rabbit hole. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I was at the time I was really thinking about getting into Eurorack. I wanted to build a modular. I'd gotten the Moog Grandmother and then the Mother 32 DFAM, so I was getting into experimenting with like patching and semi-modular. And I was like, I wanted to build a Eurorack, and then the price of that, of getting into Eurorack and everything around that, just to getting the case and getting started, is so expensive to get started in that. And then I just stumbled on Heinbach, and he was doing some stuff with test equipment. He had this big oscillator and a filter, and I was like, whoa, that's wild. That is crazy. And I just started looking into it and on eBay, and I started finding, I saw these pieces of stuff that I could build a setup of, different function generators, filters, noise generators, and just went deeper and deeper in that. And you could find them for, sometimes it'd be like $25. Power's on, but we can't test it. We don't know. And so I started ordering these things. 20. I was everything I bought for the first couple years was all under $100 for just a piece, and they'd be this big monstrosity. And like I would say, like over 95% of them were at least somewhat functioning. Sometimes I'd have to, put a new fuse in. Some of them I would recap. I'm an electrician and tinker with electronics. I have a little workshop out in the garage that I mess with electronic stuff. And so I would, kind of fix it. And see, I can't say whether they would work. They're not calibrated to what their original purpose was, of like being in a laboratory and used to test things, but they worked for audio. stuff. So some of them might be like completely messed up and not working correctly like they're supposed to, but they work to do interesting things with audio. So for me, it's kind of like saving old gear and repurposing it. I think is kind of it's cool. But I kind of gotten away from that in the last year. I was pretty heavily into that, and but I want to rebuild it and make it. I have some other pieces that I want to put in with it. I got this old crazy like sequencing computer that works with test equipment and has the same kind of connections and stuff. So I acquired that for cheap and then did some repairs and I've got that running. So I want to rebuild that soon. So look forward to that. If you're interested in those crazy mad scientists techniques that I used to do, it's going to be coming back a little bit. Maybe I don't know, a monthly thing or something where I'll do. Maybe I'll even live stream with the test equipment. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Might make another sequence to go with this, and just something playing around with. Like I said, I don't often use those the VSTs in this thing, so I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna make something with the onboard sounds of the synthesizers and see what I come up with. But browse. So what's everybody got going on today? Anything cool? I'm gonna be after I'm done in here, I'm gonna go and do some yard work, mow the lawn, other chores. It's Sunday, so I have to get everything ready for the week. My weeks are very, very busy with you know family and work and life. So very cool. Redolent of the origins of EM back in the Stockhausen. Yes, WR Coin days. Plus, love the whole mad scientist vibe with the really old gear. Yeah, thanks, man. I do too. It's you get some really, really cool sounds that very raw, and it's cool how each different, you know, like I swear a sine wave on one waveform generator or a square wave to the next one sounds different. And if you look in the oscilloscope, you can see that they're slightly different and have a different characteristic. I really love just the thing about like the big old dials and like the, just the interface on them. It's so big and like instead of like little twiddly stuff like we mostly get now. Yeah, it's fun. It takes up a lot of space. I was thinking about doing a sample pack and just putting it out for free for everybody because there's so many different crazy sounds you can get. You can blend, and I like using the banana cables because you can stack them. As opposed, a lot of people use that are into the test equipment world use little adapters and RCA cables because they're cheap and you find them at thrift stores for nothing. But I prefer banana because you can like stack them and send signals multiple places and stuff. So you can get some pretty crazy elaborate patches. 17:30 here, about to break open your first beer. Nice. Uh, yeah, maybe I might do that this afternoon or evening here. Crack open one myself. We'll see. Where are you at? I sing the Body Electric. Working mostly, going to run a 3-hour premiere, going through. Oh, the Nifoni Okay, cool, nice. Yeah, you're gonna do stream a little later, Viral. That's cool. The Nifonium. What is that? Oh, that sounds familiar. I just see something about that. I think that wasn't the Venus theory thing, was it? Was there? There's a new one he did. Nifonium. That sounds really familiar. Yeah, man. I'll probably just try and pop in here a little later and kind of breaking up the session today. I thought I'd just live stream. I just felt like talking a little bit and seeing what everybody's up to. But really appreciate everybody dropping in, hanging out. I'm gonna go like I said, mow the lawn, and before it gets too damn hot, it's warming back up a little bit here. What up, Rod killed Chavatos? What's happening? You're in Edinburgh, Scotland's capital city. Right on. Nice. That's awesome. You're joining me all the way from Scotland. Yeah. Used to read a lot of Irvine Welsh books, so I've heard of Edinburgh. That's mostly my experience with Scotland is through Irvine Welsh. It's a crazy monosynth from Finland. Oh wow. Huh. Software is 8 voices. Ah, that sounds cool. Oh, I'll look forward to checking out your video. Todo bien hermano? I don't know. Nice. Heck yeah. Yeah, dudes. Yeah. So maybe I'll make this into something. We'll see. Kind of has a little good. I kind of like the vibe. Think about, I have my 12-string acoustic that I was messing around with last night. I was thinking about playing that over a track. I haven't used that on a track in a long time. Thought it could be cool to maybe just play, sample it, and add some effects. Maybe do something like this, a little breakdown with some 12-string and a little light percussion or something. Hey, I'm doing good. Rod, how are you? Thanks for coming in, hanging out. Just chilling. We were talking about gear and things. Just been making a beat, having some coffee. But unfortunately, I do have to go do some stuff. Definitely need to mow the lawn. Can't let it go for any longer. It's kind of getting high. So I'm probably gonna head out, guys. I really appreciate y'all coming. Much love. Remember, PMA, positive mental attitude, all day, every day. Don't let the little shit in life get you down. It all is up and down, and you just got to ride it out. But PMA all day, every day. So thanks, guys, for dropping in. Maybe I'll try and do a live stream sometime through the week. But I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.